Alright, so I'm going to go over a couple of demonstrations of some of your worksheets for your nasogastric tube feedings that are due on Friday at midnight on the 27th. I'm going to be starting with just a few of the other difficult type problems like number 7, number 8, and number 10 that I'm going to go over. These are nasogastric tube feedings trying to dilute with water. Like in the previous video, when we diluted, we were doing it at the same time so that it didn't thicken up or clog their NG tubes. But in these problems, they want you to go ahead and thin it out because it's concentrated in these problems. So we're going to start with number 7. So a patient has an order for half strength of Pulmicare. This is a type of tube feeding at 50 milliliters an hour through their peg tube. The nurse prepares the dilute formula and has a total volume of 475 milliliters. According to the hospital policy, only 4 hours of tube feeding formula can be hung at a time to minimize bacterial growth. So how many milliliters of the prepared half-strength formula will the nurse use? So we actually don't need to dilute for this problem. We're just calculating that 4-hour time frame at that rate of 50 milliliters an hour. So you're going to take that 50 milliliters an hour times your 4 hours, and you're going to get 200 milliliters. So that's the max that they're going to be able to get. So that's the answer for number 7. The rest of these are dilutional problems. So this is the only one that was like this. So I wanted to show you that one so you didn't get tripped up on that one. That one was just asking for the amount that will be used. So that was number 7. Okay. So now we're going to move on to number 8 and number 10. So these are dilutional problems. So number 8, the physician has ordered a 250 milliliter bolus through their NG tube at 3/4 strength every 8 hours. The formula contains 237 milliliters. How much water will the nurse add to make a 3/4 strength tube feeding? So what we need to do is take that volume that we have, and we need to make it 3/4. So 237 milliliters out of how much is equal to 3/4. So it's we're going to cross multiply. So 237 times 4, and we're going to get 948 equals 3x. So we're going to divide by 3, and our x comes out to 316. So this is our total volume, okay? So the question is asking how much water. So this 316 is technically this, right, the x. So we're going to then take 316 minus our can, what we have, 316 minus 237, and that's going to give us how much we have of our water. So this comes out to 79 milliliters of water is what the nurse has added to make that dilutional. So this is then that 1/4, what's remaining of 3/4, right? So 79 milliliters is the answer for that one on number 8. Okay. Now moving on to number 10, similar setup. So on that number 8, by the way, that 250 milliliter bolus and that every 8 hours, those were distractors. You did not need those to answer this problem. The problem was only asking how much water was needed to be added to the formula to be diluted. So number 10 is kind of similar. So the physician wants 2/3 strength of tube feeding at 25 milliliters an hour, which in this problem, again, is a distractor, through their NG tube. The can contains 240 milliliters. So how much water will the nurse add to make a 2/3 strength tube feeding? So we want 2/3 again. We're going to set it up. So 2x equals, I multiplied it out already. So what's 6, 7, 20 divided by 2 equals 360. So this is your total. So then minus your can, 240 again, and you come out with 120 milliliters of water. And that is what the nurse added back to their full strength can to make it a 2/3 strength. So that is the answer, 120 milliliters. the three that I wanted to go over. So just continue doing this same kind of setup for finding X, but don't forget to minus it because this is your total, not what the water is. So you still need to subtract it from your total to get how much water you're adding. So pay attention if it's asking you for the water that's being added or how much the total volume is. So you may not need to do both steps, okay? Thank you.